reviewing a show called Rock Bottom.
Oh,
It's
Jesus. What did I just walk into?
Hosted by our guest, Ray DeVito.
Wait, I thought this was going to be a different Rock Bottom.
I didn't give you any homework to do. This is easy for you. I'm making this easy. Come on. You got to love this. Now, Ray.
Oh, my. Jeez.
I was
stuck
checking
in a
out.
spider web. Are you kidding me?
Get confident, stupid.
I was checking out a recent episode of your podcast. No, hold on. Ray, you say, I know, right? Calm down. Now listen.
Jesus.
I'm here to coach.
Is
I'm here
Gino
to
going
help.
to be on this podcast too? Am I like getting...
I'm here to help. I'm here to coach. We're in this together. I'm your friend. Trust me, Ray. This is going to be good for everyone involved. Because I went on your show recently. And I gave you some pointers about how to be a better broadcaster or podcaster. And it looks like you've taken some of my advice, and I appreciate that. So I wanted to compliment you on some of the things that you're doing over at Rock Bottom. It seems like you're changing direction on some things. Now, I do have some critiques. Not going to lie.
It's not like you.
There's going to be a critique or two.
Oh, man.
But this is going to be fun, Ray. We're going to have fun with this.
I feel like I got tricked into going to the principal's office. It's like, jeez.
No, it's like when you get that thing that says you want a free bike and you go down to the precinct and they're like, no, you just haven't paid your parking tickets. Actually, fuck.
Yeah.
I was getting a free bike.
Wow.
When do I get the bike?
Yeah. I feel like, I just got Chris Hansen.
Well, if you haven't done anything wrong, then there's nothing to worry about.
You want to take a seat, Ray? Take a seat.
Yeah,
Why don't you have a seat right over here?
Is there a SWAT team when I get up to leave this chair?
You probably will get tackled.
Yeah, the show's not over.
All right. Let's start off with one of my favorite things that Ray does on his show when he starts off his show. He likes to be informative, Ray. And this is what I enjoy about your show is that you share information with the audience, things that maybe we didn't know about that help us out. Now, you had just got done. You had a long day. You got up early. You did radio spots to promote your comedy gig. Then you had your comedy show. And so you're going to talk about going on radio stations. You have a lot of information about this.
Been up since 7:30 this morning doing morning radio. I already forgot the station's name. One was a current music station. The other one, alternative, which used to be when I was young, when I was in high school, it'd be like the alt rock station. Now it's like alt classic rock, I guess.
All right. So what did I just learn just now? I learned that alternative stations back in the 90s would play new alternative rock, but nowadays they play older alternative rock.
Right.
Well, it's
That's
the same.
how the
It's the
format has
same
changed.
thing. It's Candlebox. It's just Candlebox came out in 1996. So what do you call
I'm learning
that?
even more.
Yeah, what do you call that? It's still the same, like Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and
No,
Pearl
I
Jam.
get it. Right.
Yeah.
Trust me. This is not over my head. I'm following this for real. I love that he comes out. He goes, I'm doing radio this morning. Does he have a story about it? No, he just goes, I don't know what stations they were. I think one of them plays current music. The other one, I think I heard Pearl Jam. So that's what that is. Now, no, I shouldn't say that, Ray. You did learn something today. And you are going to tell us what you learned about, because you're from Cleveland, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you learned something about the
Alan
guy
Freed.
named Rock and Roll.
That Alan Freed, who created so the reason why the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame was in Cleveland, Ohio, Alan Freed coined the phrase rock and roll. He's a promoter, and like it's kind of weird that it's in Cleveland. And I didn't know this, that Alan Freed ended up like disgraced because he was a radio DJ, but he was taking money to play records, and he ended up like bankrupt with no money and everything when he died or whatever. I don't know. I didn't fact check any of it, but now that's something I can go down a rabbit hole and find out. I did not know that, which I also think it's like shitty that rock and roll, he gets credit for it. Like, I mean, that's like someone that doesn't do comedy getting credit as the king of comedy.
Well, no, I have to disagree with you there. I don't think anyone thinks that Alan Freed is the king of rock and roll. I don't think that's what anyone's
Well, he coined
saying.
the phrase. Yeah.
Right. And I would say that the word comedy was probably invented by someone who wasn't a comedian.
So
So
the
I'm not
Comedy
sure what
Hall of
point you're
Fame should
making.
be wherever they're from. See what I'm saying?
No. Who cares where the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is located? But this guy, Alan Freed, was a promoter, and he was one of the first guys to really promote rock and roll, and I guess he made up the name. Stevie Lou schools you later on and lets you know that rock and roll means fucking and sucking.
I think it was sucking and fucking,
Hell
actually.
yeah, devil.
Whatever. Thanks for that, Stevie. All right. Yeah, let's get into this because, all right, learning time is over, all right? Everyone put your pencils down. We're not going to learn anymore. Now we have topics, and I appreciate this, Ray, because this is what we talked about. Just not everyone can just sit there and react to the super chat. Now, KB has a rare gift to be able to do that for 2 hours a day or 3 hours a day and make that entertaining. But most people, not a good format. So you've come prepared, like you and I talked about on your last show, and you want to have topics, and you bring your guests in. And I have to say, I'm going to be critiquing your guests more than you on this one, because I don't think they have a lot of respect for the host of the show. And I find that obnoxious. I don't think you should be a guest on a show if you have no respect. You kind of lose control here.
And I'm not. But so these guys broke up. I can do this solo if you guys don't want to fucking do this with me. I'll do this on my own. I'm doing topics. Let's focus on the fucking topics. All right. So they broke up. Ari. All right. We'll see Ari later.
Break up with me right now.
Good hanging with you, Ari. I got fucking topics to do. No, bring her back. Come on. Bring her back, unless she left.
Yeah, she did that, not me.
All right. Now, what you're hearing here is Ari Jane, who's a girl that, I don't know, like you got close to hooking up with, you're still trying to hook up with. You could tell me that background if you want. I don't know if it matters.
Oh no, we hung out. We dated a little bit, and then she got engaged. Literally, while that was happening, it's like, all right, I guess she's out of the picture.
So you took that as a sign.
Yeah, I took that as like, all right. I don't think we're exclusive.
Okay. All right, so you got Ari on here. Ari ruins your show, and I have a lot of examples of that. We'll talk about that. You have Stevie Lou on here. We've seen Stevie Lou all over the place. And then producer Joe is the guy that you hear his voice comes in because this is on the Shuli Network. The what is it called now? The Shuli Empire?
The Shuli Nation? I don't know.
Shuli Empire.
Shaloma Rama.
Yeah, so now I have a lot of issues with the way that your producer and your co-hosts, or I should say your guests, they're not your co-hosts, you're the host, the way that they all treat you is very disrespectful. But then there are times when I do have to call you out on some things that are happening here. So we're talking about Jonah Hill and his girlfriend. They broke up last year, and now his girlfriend's leaking their private text messages, which if you know anything about me, I'm not a fan of that. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I thought this was kind of interesting.
And then she released all their text messages.
Do you think? Hold on. Who broke up with who?
I don't know, but they're broken up. They're broken up.
I was they match clothing.
That's semantics. But anyway, so she.
How is that semantics? Who broke up with who? I mean, we can argue semantics all day. No, it's kind of important because one person's trying to get revenge on the other person. So did she get dumped?
Apples and oranges, Carl.
Okay, my bad.
No, she's the one that brought this shit out of the blue. Like, the relationship's over, it's done, and then she, like, tries to shame him a year later. Then that other chick
What do you
shows
think
up from
semantics
Nickelodeon.
means? Right, what do you think semantics means?
Shit that doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't
No, close enough. All right,
I'm
moving
gonna
on.
fucking Google it in the other window while you're.
Okay, yeah, please do that. Very good. All right, so now this is people interrupting people. I'm not a fan of that. One of the main rules since the very beginning of when I started this podcast, because I remember going on radio shows when I was younger, promoting my band, and there's a sign up that says one person talking at a time. Very important rule for broadcasting. Some people need to learn that still.
Wait.
One of the things was he didn't want her posting any pictures of her in a bikini
So
and
you got
surfing with
controlling?
men. Didn't want her posting. I'm getting controlling right now and taking her on my podcast. So let me do the talk and then we can all comment. It's a team. That's how we do it, Ari. We're a team here. Team podcast.
Maybe just give me a light that'll signal when it's okay.
All right. So I'm going to set up the story. Then you can comment.
Harry, you don't need a light. If the guy's mid-sentence, keep your mouth shut. It's that easy. It's just not complicated. So anyway, again, I think that you were doing a good job setting up the topic, setting up the discussion. And then after all of this, you're going through, you're showing examples of text messages that leaked. You're talking about how controlling maybe Jonah Hill was, and maybe there's some issues on both sides of this relationship, where there's some fault, I should say, on both sides. And after all that, this is the question that you want to pose to your guests.
When you break up with someone, what do you think as far as showing their text messages? Is that
No.
public? Okay.
You don't. No.
Well, you just asked if text messages are public or private. Just
Yes.
okay. Well,
Can I
they're
say
private.
why?
They're private.
Yeah.
Can I
They're
say
private.
why?
So,
Yeah, no shit. I can't believe, I thought there was a lot of ways to go with that. I can't believe your question was, should you show private messages on the internet to everyone, especially when celebrities are involved? No, you should not.
It's an easy answer.
And if Vinny the lawyer is listening, I hope he knows that as well.
So she's at fault. Yet Jonah Hill's the one that got dragged through the mud. No one dragged her through the mud, being like, "Why the hell are you putting out these text messages?" Like Jonah Hill got like thrown under the bus. That's what I.
Well,
felt.
that's interesting too, because to your point, she's really in the wrong here, because she should not be
Exactly.
sharing these private messages. And then what do you guys do? You go through and read all the messages and analyze them. So you're like, yeah, that's shitty. Anyway, what did he say? Whoa.
Well, they're out there now. Now it's
Yeah, right. Well, yeah, what are you going to do?
that's shitty on her. But it worked out for her because I didn't know who the fuck Sarah Brady was until this happened. Now I know who she is. She's a swimsuit model and a surfer. So she just won with this. Even though she shouldn't have won, she won. That was my
She's
whole
not
point.
she's not that hot though.
She's
model?
good looking.
She's got a good body. I'll
She's
give her
hotter
that.
than Jonah Hill.
She's definitely
Yeah.
out of his league if
She
he were
surfs.
famous. Come on. All right.
She gets 2 points for surfing.
All right. If you say so.
She's got a nice figure.
What do you wear to your job? A bikini. All right. That's on the plus column. Very good.
Again, not according to Jonah Hill, though.
No, Jonah Hill hates that.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get to that. That's not what we're here for. I'm not going to re-debate whether these text messages are good or not. Now, I do have an issue here with our boy Stevie Lou. He says something that's wildly incorrect. And I got to give props to Producer Joe. I know there's a lot of people who don't like Producer Joe, but he says the right thing on this one.
all right. Shirtless boys known to let the beat drop. There we go. Joe, let Ray know you actually respect him, says Flat Cat.
Can someone
knows
go
that.
get?
Cat.
That's from the song is Intergalactic by the Beastie Boys.
Intergalactic.
If you can take the part where you get the Ray, and then have, I think it was MCA do the drop part. Yeah, I think that would be a really obnoxious John. If you're listening, can you please help the brother
do
out?
that.
We
I
didn't
would
need
do that,
Stevie
but we
to
get accused
to
of
say
ripping
that.
off WATP enough, and they use that. So.
Oh, they do that?
Isn't it the other way around?
How dare you, Stevie Lou?
Man.
Thank you, Producer Joe, for
And that's the
recognizing
new
that.
style, I believe.
It's from the new style off of License to Ill. Yes, it's King Ed Rock. It's not MCA. MCA has the deep voice. How the fuck Stevie Lou doesn't know this? I mean, Stevie Lou's a big Ween fan, so I'll give him that. But still, he should know this. And yes, it is an intergalactic, but they're taking the sample from the original, which is from the new style License to Ill. Thank you for understanding that. Should I be this upset about that? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm overreacting.
but it sells tickets.
All right. Now, Ray, I got to give you credit. Sometimes you are a very funny guy. And I know you have a lot of listeners to your show. You're very popular right now. And I can see why when things like this happen.
He's making a joke of me that I don't care what podcast Eric does. Eric, have I ever told you not to do a podcast? Well, I did when you were.
You definitely did that.
I definitely did do that. I did that for MLC and BS show if I'm not on it, just for the fact that those were the ones that would get upset when they would goof on her.
Now, that's hilarious because you're trying to make a point. You're like, I would never be controlling over someone. Would I ever tell you? Okay, I did twice. But other than that.
I said I wanted. I didn't care if she does them. I just said I want to be on the podcast with you when you do them.
That's not controlling at all.
I know.
That makes perfect sense.
I took that. I'm done. She can do whatever the hell she wants. But for what it was worth, like she would get upset. Like she likes being in this world, but at the same time, like she gets very upset very easily. and then like I would have to hear about that. So it's like, all right. So I'm like, I want to be like, I don't listen to these podcasts. When I see me in a thumbnail, I know it's not going to be good, so I don't listen to it. Like, I know it's not going to be good.
We're creating a new video with you in the thumbnail right now. So,
oh Jesus!
Oh come on, it's going to be good.
No,
it's going to be
it's fine.
good.
It's fine.
We're all having fun over here. We're learning together. We're doing it. All right, here's
We're doing it.
Here's an example.
And by the way, that's a Mark Norman thing. I love
I know.
when Chad says that.
I know.
Comedy, we're doing it. That's right, folks.
That's all he does is rip off other people. The Hype Train was a ripoff. His impression of me, while spot on, accurate, it's still just doing me.
Cocksucker.
Dookie. All right. So this is fun because there's a lot of super chats coming during your show. The super chats can be wildly entertaining. In fact, I'm going to say it right now. I think the star of your show is a guy who's not even on it. I think it's Hughesy. I think Adam Hughes might be the star of your show. He has the funniest lines throughout this. But there's another guy on here, and Ray, you kind of misunderstand what his name is, which is fun.
Let's get through some of these super chats while we're on them. Bob Levy, king of all that swallows. I don't know if that's an appropriate avatar. It's a picture of me.
It's king of all swallows because those are birds.
You made it very sexual there, Ray.
I did that on purpose, by the way. Of
course you did.
Yes. I did that on I really
knew that.
did on
Lucy
purpose.
knew that. I just wasn't sure if Stevie Lou knew that.
Yeah. No, he always has to be like, no, you know you read it wrong. It's just like, yeah, it's the joke, dude.
Okay.
Did I build an oven? No, I put charcoal in a grill. It's comedic effect to say I built an oven. When I said I set up, I put charcoal and set up a grill.
No, I'll say this. In the people's defense who go, Ray, that's a really dumb thing to say. Sometimes you do say some dumb things by
I
mistake.
know, yes.
Okay. That's why sometimes we
that.
struggle with, is that a joke? Is he retarded? So sometimes people struggle with those two things. I'm not trying to be mean. I hope I'm not coming off that way. We're all friends.
Carl, is it possible I might say things for comedic effect? Could that
Of course.
possibly be
You're a
thing?
comedian. Yes. You're a comic.
Well, let's assume I'm not.
Now, this is great.
Funner if you just think I'm dumb all the time.
Well, listen, I think you have something working for you, and at the end of this, we'll wrap it up. We'll talk it out. We'll figure out what the next steps are, because I think you're on the right path right now, and I'll tease what I'm going to say to you.
But for now, take a lap.
You gotta lose the baggage. I mean, the show. The reason why the show sometimes doesn't work is not so much you. It's some of the other people involved. Lucy, you watched the show.
I watched it twice.
What were your thoughts about this? Am I way off on this?
No, I would totally agree with you.
Okay.
I think that
Ray's great.
I mean, Ray is great. I thought that nobody could mispronounce names more than I do.
Yeah.
But it turns out Ray can. But it's all for comedic effect.
We're about to get into that.
I don't do it on purpose. Ray, you're so genius.
Yes.
I love it. It's always on purpose now from now on.
It's all brilliant.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I didn't say that. Sometimes, yes, I admit, yes, I will mispronounce names a lot, but sometimes I'll do it just to have fun with it.
All right. So now a super chat comes in, and you see this as a perfect opportunity to segue into the next topic. And so you go, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And this is an awesome segue. Or is it?
But now we're reading this super chat, which is what I want to get to part 2 about some other stuff. Some other people coming out about stuff after the fact, piling on Jonah Hill. Nick G says his other girlfriends, Olive Cox and Mia Herdick, have I see what you're doing. Have also come out against Jonah. All right, I see what you're saying.
So that's great because you did want to transition into, it's not just this woman. There's other ex-girlfriends now who are coming out and saying these different things. So you're like, oh, perfect. The super chat is perfect. It's exactly what I need for the next thing that I'm about to say. And then, unfortunately, it was joke names. Damn it. They got you again with their joke names.
I'm going to go off camera for one. I didn't want to pull a stuttering John. I could feel my nose running a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Don't get snotty on the show. We'll see that.
Yeah. Lord knows.
You got to be careful.
Only he can pull that off.
To be snotty.
All right. So right now, Hughesy has a super chat up, and I'll just read it. Ray, do you know that Jonah's girl used to date the rapper I Swallow Cum? Do you like I Swallow Cum? Now,
I swallow cum. I get it. I get
now
it.
you get it. Okay. Because this was very difficult for you to figure out, and I'm not sure if you ever do, but that's not the point. The point is there's no respect for the host of the show, and I have a problem with that.
Me
Ray,
too.
did you know that Jonah's girls used to date the rapper Ice W?
No, Ice Wall Oakham. Ice Wall Oakham.
I can't.
I don't want to say fast. I don't want to know what inappropriate word. The Iceman.
No, say it once. It's not inappropriate. He's a famous rapper. Can you just say his name once?
Ice Wall. Okay.
So good.
It's the trolls. I love you so much, Ray.
All right.
See, there's a lack of respect going on here, right? I feel like they're laughing at you and not with you at this portion of the show.
I like them both, but they're idiots. I got two idiots
are.
on screen with me. Now I know how you feel. No offense, Lucy Tightbox. I'm just throwing everybody
Shots
under the
fired.
bus.
He's lashing out now.
When I go down, I take everybody down with me.
Lucy has said 2 sentences.
I do love going down. It's fine.
Fair enough.
Hey-o.
Very good.
Okay.
But what's funny, though, is that you never did. I think I was the one to tell you what that was just now. I don't think you ever got it.
Well,
for the rest of the show.
Also at the time, like I am in the midst of trying to do a podcast. Yes, I appreciate
Sure.
the super chat, but at the same time, I'm trying to do a podcast. So it's like, all right. And you're right. They're not Team Ray as I'm doing this. They're in their own little worlds.
Right.
Stevie's in
Yes.
his own little world. Aries in her own little world. And producer Joe's loving me saying inappropriate things.
Correct. And
So
here's
it's like 4 people on 4 different pages. And it's like, all right.
yes. Yeah, this is an uphill climb for you as a podcaster, I would say. Now, again, Husey, who, by the way, is paying you a lot of money, but he's also the funniest guy on the show. Here's another example.
He's a son of a
that.
bitch. He's a son of a bitch. that guy.
Ray, is that girl the same actress from the HBO show Bundle of Sticks? Says I don't know. Husey, you're trying to trick me, man, and I'm trying to.
You can say bundle of sticks. You
Even
can
I
say
didn't
bundle of
get that
sticks.
one.
Yeah.
Wait, can you put that one back up if you don't mind, really quick? Because I missed the. I read it. 6.
Come on, Ari. You
I
got
don't-
this.
I don't
Come
see the
on.
joke.
Oh, boy. Do you understand the joke now, Ray?
Bundle of sticks says I don't know. Bundle of sticks says I don't know. I'm trying to say it real fast. That one
No,
I
it's
don't
not
get
that.
right now.
So it's basically, and there's Daniel Poon's going to come in with a similar joke that's based on this. Let me do that one for you, and then we can come back to this and see if this makes sense to you.
Daniel Poon. Ray, what is your opinion on the homo
Homo says what?
what?
All right, so you know the homo says what thing?
Yeah.
So bundle of sticks says I don't know. You go, I don't know. Because you know the bundle.
Oh, bundle of sticks says
yeah.
I don't know. All right.
Yeah.
So that's why Daniel Poon comes in and he goes, all right, let me try to break this down for you with a very similar joke.
What also doesn't help that my 2 guests are easily distracted. Like, the super chats are nice, but I'm trying to focus on the actual story that I'm trying
Super
to
chats are
do.
the funniest part of the show, right? They're not just nice; they're killing it. I was really enjoying this. All right,
Son of a
there's a
bitch.
couple other very funny,
Jesus.
couple other very funny super chats that comes in here. And Ray, you're like a little shell shocked now. You stop reading names, even when they're just silly names. They're not anything that would goof on you.
Daniel Poon. Ray, what is your opinion on the homo what issue?
Says what?
Homo says what? Homo says what? There we go.
Chris Abels. He was first accused of touching the actress. I know he's trying to get me today or whoever.
Dixie Normus.
Yeah.
It's just a fun name.
Enormous.
Yeah. The actress
He's a
Dixie
good guy. I
Normus.
remember him.
Well, it's an actress, but
Yeah, it's an actress.
He taught me
This day and
middle
age,
school
who knows?
football. He was my coach in middle school.
You got a little handsy with the kids here.
He had
All
a
right.
friend, Sandusky.
And then it gets even crazier because the super chairs come with some very funny names here. I was enjoying this quite a bit.
I heard a makeup. Betty Humpter made a claim. All right. Nick G. Love the news topics, Ray. Your regular Walter Cronkite or a Mr. Seaman. Ouch.
Good deflection.
Ray, that girl has accused many actors of that stuff before, such as Sean William Scott, Jason Segel, Luke. I know him in the D, and then Harry and his Johnson, and Wilma Finger Adu. All right, Fusey. Oh, jeez.
I saw Finger My Dick. I
It's
saw
so
Finger My Dick.
powerful. So powerful. Amazing.
Fun stuff.
Before the show, Lucy's like, "Who's this Husey guy? Is he made of money?" Like,
I don't know.
It was amazing.
He spends most of his money on coke, but he apparently has some
left
for
over.
jokes
For
too.
jokes,
So that's good. Now, for some reason, Ray, at this point, you're no longer reading the names, but you should because they're funny. There was a needs Seaman. There was Luke at my dick.
Yes.
And there was
I got to
Wilma
look at my
Fingerdo.
dick. Yeah.
Yeah, and Wilma Fingerdo. I mean, these are fun, right? We're not making fun of the host of the show. We're all just having a lot of fun over here. I'm just saying, read the super chats, Ray. It's fine. It's all good. Now, I got to go back and put the spotlight on Ari here because she's being extremely patronizing, and I don't appreciate. Again, there's a lack of respect that I do not appreciate.
Now, topic number 2. Topic number 2.
Jesus, there's more. This is a show.
Yeah.
This is a
not
show.
more Jonah Hill stuff, is it?
This is
No more Jonah. Please, no more Jonah Hill
No,
stuff.
it's not Jonah.
Wait, Ray, can I say something really fast to you? I'm proud of you. I'm proud
What's
of you
up?
because you've been very positive, and I think you're on an upswing, and I think you're doing great. I just want to let you know.
I agree.
You make me sound like I'm a toddler. I don't need that. Speaking of toddlers, that toddler me in my avatar.
Yeah, someone got a picture of me as a little kid. That's
I saw that.
it's a little
I'm not running
concerning.
a fucking daycare center.
It's never a good thing. But I'm glad you recognize Ari was kind of being a C word right there, where she's going, "You're doing very good. We're all really proud of you." You're like, all right. What the fuck do you do that's so great?
Yeah, it's something I also cannot comment on because she'll think of that different. So I was like, all right, I just glossed over, like, all right, whatever. Anyways, on with this show.
You addressed it. You handled it well. You let her know. Okay, all right, I'm not a toddler. You don't have to talk to me like that. But then you're talking about this guy. Now, this guy, I guess he was arrested for pedophilia or something, and he's got a stream now. He does a show. And you say something about this guy that I called this clip, "This is rich." All right, I think you'll see the irony here.
And everyone that was watching, he was getting a lot of people watching the videos, but they were just all trolls. Everyone was just trolling him. It ended up being a disaster. I mean, his videos all got a bunch of views, but for not the reasons he wanted.
Oh, you're taking a shot at me? That's what you're doing?
Just you're reading super chat after super chat of people goofing on you, and you're like, yeah, this asshole over here. Everyone's just fucking with them. And I was like, well, I mean, I've been watching the show for the last 45 minutes. I see what's going on here.
Oh, ouch, Carl.
Just my observation. All right, I could be wrong.
Have you heard of this dude though? This weird fucking dude
I have
who
not.
tried to turn into being a child predator. It tried to turn it into being like a YouTube celebrity, and people watched, but just to like talk about what a piece of shit he is.
No.
This guy, like he got caught on. He was on Chris Hansen's To Catch a Predator, and then like he started. Once he got out of jail, he started making YouTube videos and like tried to get like a bunch of fans, a following on YouTube and stuff. And it was all like just people like, yeah, you're a piece of shit. You're a fucking pedophile.
That's not a good credit for IMDb, I will say. Like I lack TV credits myself, but I'm not looking for that one. That'd be bad. Now, what's great is that you give some advice. So again, let's learn. You're talking about like it's tough to come back from being a pedophile, from being a well-known pedophile. That's a rough one.
Ask Carlos Danger. He's struggling with it.
Whoa!
I had to throw him under the. That's a
What
joke.
just happened?
That's a joke.
Okay.
A fake guy, Carlos Danger. It's not even his real name. It's
Oh, I knew that. But
it's a
we all
different
know who he
Carlos
is.
Danger. I'm talking about the old senator, whatever that Wiener was. What was Wiener?
Yeah. Anthony Weiner, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
All right.
Yeah, no, it's like weird to like. That's a tough thing to rebound from, right? Out of all the things to I think
no.
that's like the one you can't really rebound from. There's not really,
Yeah, Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I think you just go if you are that person, because obviously people do have that disease. You just kind of go lock yourself in a clinic. You know, and I don't know. I don't know the answers.
Clinic
to
run
that,
by
but-
children.
I think you should get a job teaching elementary school, but what do I know?
I don't know. I don't know. I realized I walked myself into a room that had no doors. I'm kind of stuck in this right now. I don't know how to get out of this room.
If anyone knew the answer to that, they'd be a very wealthy person. I mean, I was going to say, like, take their nuts off. That would be my solution to that, but what do I know? Hey, I want to add my buddy Liam, who has been on the show before, breaking down Patrick Michael, Patty C. Cups, wanted to join us today. Liam McEnany.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, what's happening, buddy?
I've been taking notes all through the episode, and number one is no meat left on the bone. I think you have pretty much taken Ray apart.
Oh, that's not the goal here. My goal is to help Ray. That's what my goal is.
Yeah, you got to break him down, then build him up.
Yeah.
Do I also have to pretend I didn't know you were going to review Ray's show today like he did? Like, whoa! What? Oh my God!
Now,
you invited Ray on for his show?
Now, hold on. I will say this. I've only done this one other time, and it was by request. E-Rock and Brian Johnson asked me to do Would You Kindly while they were on the show. And we had so much fun that I'm like, we got to do this again. And so I just saw an opportunity that I thought I would take advantage of, and Ray's enjoying himself, so this is all good.
Dude,
now, you guys go way back, right?
That's right.
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to think. The last time I saw you, Ray, I swear to God, was outside the Bowery Poetry Club. You were refusing to take a woman home. She wanted you to give her a ride home, and you absolutely didn't want to do it. You just wanted to go back in and drink. And I was like, all right. I was a little bit surprised. I have to be honest with you.
That sounds like me.
Yeah, because you had a car. You're like the only comic I know who had a car, and she really. I was like, I guess Ray's gonna turn down a blowjob for a ride home. I didn't know what to say. It was shocking.
If it's Bowery Poetry Club, my show, I probably took the train.
It wasn't your show. It wasn't your show. It was another. It was after the O'Deber twins thing.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't recall that, but I rarely would drive to the Bowery Poetry Club because I live in Astoria, and that's right off the N train. So like it's rare that I would have drove, but to that.
Okay,
but, yeah.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I have like been in situations where I've had women that wanted to hang out with me, and I'm like just a naive idiot, and was like,
I don't think this was hanging out. She wasn't She wasn't like, let's go watch TV.
Liam said you wanted to get back to drinking. I could relate to that. Come on. Fucking broads getting in the way. Jesus.
Plus, the vaginas are gross. I get you, Ray. I'm with you, buddy.
This gout in my toe's not going to get there by itself.
Okay. So I want to play this clip because this is where I really want to break down what I think maybe we could do to improve the show a little bit. I call this clip Great Chemistry. All right.
He's like, get the fuck out of here, dude.
All right. Well, Stevie and oh, sorry, Ari, go ahead.
Yeah, we gotta not talk over each other. Only I talk over people.
Take it easy. Take it easy.
Be patient, for fuck's sake. I was really trying to be patient.
So I'm going to say this, Ray. We need new co-hosts. We need new guests to coming on this show. Ari's a dud. She just talks and mumbles, and she thinks that no matter what's going on, she can just start talking. When someone's making a point, setting up a topic, she's just like, blah, 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 blah. Like, what the fuck? You're on a show. Let me point to Exhibit A. Lucy Typebox. You see what she's doing right now? Keeping her mouth shut. Amazing. Love it.
I'm great at being a woman who is seen and not heard.
You're killing it over there,
Amazing.
Lucy. So, Ari, play this for Ari Ray, because she's got a lot to learn. Or I don't know, maybe just dump her and move on and find people who could be good and mix it up with you.
Yeah, it's funny because it's a bad show when your guests start interviewing you, which is kind of what they kept doing all throughout this episode. I'm a fan of the Ray DeVito Rock Bottom podcast, and one thing I've noticed is that the guests like to turn the tables on you and just kind of like,
hey, What are you trying to say right now, Liam? I thought you were on my side.
Who are these podcasts?